What's going on, YouTube? This is your girl FlyeBooks, and today I'm coming at you with another book review. This one is Ishmael Beah's Radiance of Tomorrow, and you will never guess where I picked it up from. And also stay tuned to the end of the video for a special surprise. What's up, family? This is your girl FlyeBooks, and welcome back to my channel for another book review. Today I will be reviewing Ishmael Beah's Radiance of Tomorrow. And as I was saying previously, you will never guess where I got this book. So I am a fan of the DollarTree. It may be the 99-cent store in your area, but where I am is the DollarTree, and I love the DollarTree. I mean, they have lots of little quirky things that you can find, and believe it or not, they have a book section. So I went perusing through the book section, and lo and behold, I found this book, Ishmael Beah's Radiance of Tomorrow. And I was so surprised. Of course, he is a young African man who wrote this book. And of course, I had to grab it, and I actually found some other books by African-American authors. So I will be reviewing those in my new series, DollarTree Finds. So Ishmael Beah, who wrote Radiance of Tomorrow, he grew up in Sierra Leone, and his mother tongue was Mende. And I'll briefly speak on that a little later. But the book revolves around two men, Benjamin and Bokari. Their village of Imperi has been devastated by war between two warring factions in their country. And now everyone is slowly returning to the village to see, one, if the village is still there, and two, if they can rebuild the village back to its former self. Benjamin and Bokari were formerly teachers in the village. So when they return, they do begin to start teaching again. So this book, y'all, it was a very, very hard read. And not because it's a bad book. It was actually a beautifully written book. It was a beautiful book. But the horrors that Ishmael wrote about that occur in war against men, women, and especially children. Honestly, it was too much. It was too much. That's why it's taken me so long to put a review on this book, because I actually had to put the book down and come back to it. It's a book, it's fiction. That's what got me, because even though this is a work of fiction, there are wars that are occurring. There are men, women, and children who suffer tremendous atrocities during war. In this book are age old and still going on today. Themes such as man's inhumanity to man, children being forced to perform despicable acts against others, and usually against their will, how greed can corrupt a person who is otherwise good, but being greedy changes them and makes them go against everything that they believe in and destroying something that was once so beautiful for money. But as I stated previously, the two men in the book, Benjamin and Bokari, they come back. People do begin to come back, and they do attempt to rebuild what they can from their former village. In the opening scenes, there is an older person, an elder, who is the first to arrive, and she sees the bones of the dead, and she begins to clean. She begins to remove them so that when others come in some small way, they won't be reminded of the horrors that they had to live through. The fact that this beautiful place, this beautiful village that they once knew as home became a place of horror, a place of suffering, a place of death. And she went about cleaning it. And as others returned, they too began to clean and began to make a way. And all seemed good until the company comes in. And the company comes in and they see the wealth of Africa and of this place, and they want it, and they begin to take it. They begin to take it. And the funny thing is, you know, they came in with all these so-called good intentions. They started the school that Benjamin and Bokhari eventually started teaching at, but the headmaster, once again from greed, did not pay the teachers. He took all the money. Eventually, because of this company, because of the deaths that occurred from this company, because they had no regard for human life, they only had regard for the moolah, the money, the materials that they could suck from the ground. Doesn't matter if people were hungry. It doesn't matter if by them digging this formerly fresh, pure water now became so tainted that the fish died and the people couldn't drink it. Didn't matter. They came in and they took it. They took it. It goes on. Eventually, the village itself, lots of people left the village. Lots of people left the village. Benjamin and his family ended up in another city, and they continued to try to make it. The one thing that I loved about this book is the tenacity to live, the tenacity to fight for life. Radiance of tomorrow. The thought that no matter what you are experiencing right now, in this present moment, it could be the worst thing in your life. Know that tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow will come. It will. It will. And I just want to read this in respect to that. I thought it was beautiful, and it shows how much strength we have. What must we do, my friends? All the faces in the crowd became serious. We must live in the radiance of tomorrow, as our ancestors have suggested in their tales. For what is yet to come tomorrow has possibilities, and we must think of it, the simplest glimpse of that possibility of goodness. That will be our strength. That has always been our strength. This is all I wanted to say. And she turned away from the crowd. So that right there, the radiance of tomorrow, knowing that tomorrow holds a better day. And that is why I love this book so much. Like I said, despite the fact that it was a tough read, it was still a great read. And I give all props to Ishmael for writing this book and giving us that insight and that look at just what the horrors of war can do, but also just how tenacious we are. We are, for sure. The other thing I wanted to talk about, as I told you earlier, Ishmael is from Sierra Leone, and his language is Mende. And some of the expressions of the language is just so beautiful. And I just wanted to give you some of these because I just found that the way that it was expressed in the figurative language, it was just so beautiful. Evening was approaching, and the sky was preparing to roll over and change its sides. Night coming. The evening grew older, and it became night. By the time they finished, the sun had successfully hidden itself from the eyes of the sky and put out its fire. That's just beautiful. Deep in the night, when the stars themselves were drowsy, dulling the brightness of the sky and causing it to nod. On describing the onset of night as the appointed time when nature begins its call for the departure of that day's blue sky. And there were lots of others, but I just thought that his use of language, because he did talk about, it's kind of hard to translate the meanings from Mende into English, but I thought that Ishmael did a beautiful job of that, a beautiful job. And so once again, you know, it's a straightforward book. It's a sad book. It's also a happy book. It's a joyous book. And I would recommend you all to take a look at it, pick it up and read it for sure. Now, the surprise is that when I was at DollarTree, they had more than one copy. So this is mine, but I actually have 2 copies of this book that I would like to gift some of my family. So in order to enter, I'm not asking, you don't have to subscribe. That would be nice if you subscribe, like, comment, okay? You don't have to. But I do want you to comment below in the comment section your favorite phrase. I'm from the South, so we have little sayings that we say. You might be from up north. You might be from out west, okay? You might be from the Midwest. And everybody has their little language slang and their little slogans that they say. So in order to enter, that's what I want you to do. Comment below on your favorite slang or slogan or expression that describes something else. So I'm going to give until February, let's say February the 8th. Okay, February the 8th, it will close. I'll take everyone who commented their slogan below. I'll put your name in a hat, and then I will draw 2 people to receive a copy of this wonderful book, Radiance of Tomorrow by Ishmael Beah. So I'm so glad that you all came, family, to listen once again to another video, another book review by me, FlyeBooks. I certainly will be having more book reviews. Hopefully it won't take this long, but like I said, this was a hard read. It was tough. It was tough, but hey, I got through it. It was a great book, and I hope to see all of you all's comments down below and be able to choose 2 winners to receive a copy of my DollarTree find. Okay? So everybody, just be kind. Please be kind to one another and be kind to yourself, and know that whatever you are going through right now, there is always the radiance of tomorrow. All right? And peace.